Hey, my fine feathered hiking friends and all you other yahoos out there. Thanks for tuning in. I'm in my awesome adventure studio in beautiful downtown Kinston, North Carolina. And today I'm doing a follow-up on a video I recently did on winter layering and the clothing and the garb that I wear in winter layering. A lot of it was on rain gear. So today I'm going to be doing a little bit more of an in-depth review of the Visp, V-I-S-P, rain jacket by Enlightened Equipment. So, why did I buy the Visp rain jacket? Well, a couple of reasons. One is I didn't have a good rain jacket. I have 2 or maybe 3 other rain jackets I've used in the field, and none of them kept me dry. One was an outdoor research. It wasn't the Helium 2, but it was one of their other ones. It was a little bit more hard shell jacket that I bought when I first started getting camping gear. And I bought that jacket, and it was fairly expensive, but it did soak through. It did not keep me as dry as what I'd like it to be. And then also it was a little bit more heavier weight jacket. So then I went to a cheap jacket that I saw on the internet that I thought would work, and it did not work. So I went out on a limb here and I made an investment in the Visp, V-I-S-P rain jacket by Enlightened Equipment. So I have that rain jacket. I did a little bit of a review on it in my last video, which was my winter layering system that I use, and then also rain gear. You may have seen that video. But today I'm going to do a little bit more in-depth review on the Visp rain jacket. So first of all, when you're out hiking or through hiking and you can't predict the weather, especially when you're up in the mountains, so you've got to have some protection against wind and rain. So one of the reasons I bought the Visp was I wanted to lighten my load. So I'll tell you a little bit about that feature in a minute. But I also wanted rain protection, and I wanted good rain protection. So based on other reviews I saw, I went out on a limb and made the investment in the Visp rain jacket. So one thing about the Visp is it's ultralight, or they consider it to be ultralight, and that's what's in their literature. And it's less than 6 ounces. It depends on what size you're going to buy, but it is less than 6 ounces. So that's one of the features, and then the benefit is it's very lightweight. Another thing about the Visp rain jacket is that it has 3 separate layers. Now the outer layer is a 7 denier, very lightweight, very thin ripstop nylon. And that's the outer layer. And then the very inner layer is a trico lining, or tri-cot lining is what they call it. The very middle layer, it's a 3-layer jacket. The very middle layer is an E, that's a lowercase e, capital PTFE membrane. Now that is the part that creates the waterproofness of this jacket, was that particular membrane. It lets air and other gases through, but it will not let water molecules pass through. So that's part of the reasons why the Visp rain jacket is waterproof. Now the E part, the lowercase e part, means that it's a very thin membrane. So one of the benefits of it, it does keep water from permeating through the jacket, so that's why it can be considered waterproof. However, that E also stands for thin, which means it can be delicate. So you have to be very careful with the rain jacket when you're using it. So that's the 3-layer part of the Visp rain jacket. The next part that I'm going to show you is the YKK zipper on here. And it is also designed for waterproofness. You can see it has a thin rubber layer that surrounds the zipper. So once again, it also is a delicate zipper, so you have to be careful with that. But that does keep the rain from coming into the front of your jacket. So the another feature of the rain jacket is the Velcro clasps, you might call them, or they call them raglan sleeve design. Okay, now this is a straight design. It's not tapered, doesn't have any kind of elasticity in it or anything like that. But it does have these Velcro strips that allow you to tighten it around your wrist to keep it airtight. So that's the one feature that I like about it. When I bought this jacket, I decided to get the medium size. Now I did measure my torso for the size that I think that I needed. I went with the medium size. I thought that the large would be a little bit too big, and the large might have allowed me to put a puffy jacket underneath the Visp rain jacket to keep it a little bit more waterproof in the real colder weather where I really needed to stay warm. But I opted out of that. This jacket, when you wear it, and the medium-sized jacket, I did have it on the other day with 3 other layers underneath me, as you saw in my other video, and it was a little bit snug, but it wasn't that snug that I was allowed me to not have any range of motion. So it does give you good range of motion with the sleeves, and it allows you to move around from side to side without worrying about ripping it or anything like that. So that's one of the features that I liked about it when I got the jacket and tried it on with other layers underneath of it. It did give me the room that I need, except for a puffy jacket. I have not tried the puffy jacket underneath of it yet, and so that's another thing to be done when I keep testing the jacket. So the other thing I wanted to show you with the hood adjustments, it does have shock cord, and then it has the clasps that allow you to pull the shock cord a little tighter around your hood all the way around. It has it on both sides, and it does have a little bit of a visor on the end, and I'm going to show you a picture of how the visor fits over a ball cap. So it covers the entire ball cap, so if your bill of your ball cap is not waterproof, that means that the water can't drip down through that visor, through that bill. So it can fit that way. It has one more shock cord drawstring on the very back of the hood, which allows you to keep the hoodie back off your the front of your face, so it doesn't come down over your eyebrows if you weren't wearing any kind of a ball cap with it. So that's a nice feature about that, is the way they allows you to draw that hoodie around your face. The other feature, it is a little bit longer than a lot of rain jackets, It goes down to about the middle of my rear end, so it does allow you to drape the jacket over your rain pants or your rain kilt, whatever you're wearing, so the water then will go down over and then down to the ground. So that's a nice feature about it, is the length of it is a little bit longer. They call that a drop tail hem. The other feature about it, it does give you a little bit of a waistband draw right here with another shock cord, which allows you to pull the jacket a little bit tighter around you as you're walking. Just gives you a little bit more air tightness, that sort of thing. And you can order this jacket with or without pit zips. I decided to go ahead and get the pit zips. I have not used this jacket yet in warm weather, where I might need a little bit of ventilation coming through to keep me drier from perspiration, that sort of thing. So it does give you about 12 inches of pit zips, and that they're also the YKK zippers. So any kind of jacket like this while you're walking along is a little bit difficult to zip them up or zip them down while you're walking. So you can adjust them before you put the jacket on or whatever. So that's another feature that I like about it, is the pit zips. I went ahead and ordered it with the pit zips. So some of the more technical information that you might want to look up on their website, or you might want to research a little bit more of, is the waterproofness. And they measure that in the figure that they gave was 20,000 mm of H2O. So I'm assuming that means millimeters. H2O, the size of the droplet, or whatever that means. I'm sorry, ignorant as far as what that means. Some of you tech heads out there might want to research that and figure out what that is in comparison with other more expensive jackets that are on the market. The moisture vapor transmission rate, the MVTR, is 75,000 G/M in a 24-hour period. So those are some of the technical features about it. And again, I'm not a tech head, so I really don't know how that stacks up against other rain jackets that could be even more expensive than the Visp. The seams on the inside are, and you could probably see them here, they're gray against an off-white. Those are factory taped, and they are fully waterproofed. And of course, there's a lot of hems as far as or seams that need to be taped. So hopefully it's all done in the factory the right way. Now, some of you out there that might see a jacket that's similar to this in design, that might, or it could be even less expensive. It could be because it's made in a foreign country. Enlightened Equipment, as far as I know, is a cottage industry, one of the cottage industries in this country. So it is an American-made product. So if you care anything about keeping your money in the United States as far as buying American-made products, it is American-made. So that's another reason that I felt pretty good about purchasing this jacket. So in summary, one pro for the Enlightened Equipment Visp rain jacket is it is ultralight. It's less than 6 ounces, which is a feature that I really wanted. The second pro for it is waterproof. I have tested it in fairly heavy rain, and as you saw in my past video, it did keep me dry. And then, of course, it's going to be as lightweight as it is. It's going to be packable in your pack. and then it's also roomy. A little bit more about the con, if there is any con to it, because of its lightweightness and because of its, let's just say the 7 denier ripstop nylon, and the thinness of the membrane and the thinness of the inner liner, is it's going to be a little bit more delicate, and you're going to want to be very careful if you have to go off into the bush somewhere with the rain jacket on. You're going to be very careful about scraping it up against things that could grab it and then possibly tear it. So that's one thing that there's a little bit of concern on my part when I'm wearing it. I'm going to have to be cognizant of that it is delicate. So that's the only con that I could think about to tell you about. In summary, I'm very pleased with the Visp rain jacket from Enlightened Equipment, and I believe it's going to be very serviceable for me and also make my hikes a little bit more enjoyable, as the lighter weight items that I have or pack in my pack is going to allow me to hike a little bit more freely and not feel so weighted down. So once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for letting me review this jacket with you. And this is coming from my heart as far as my sincerity. I'm not being paid to do this review. I wasn't given the rain jacket. I invested it on my own. So I hope you like the review. If you do like it, please hit that like button. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button down there, and then also hit the bell, and that'll alert you to any other videos that I've put out there. And depending on how this video goes with this review of the Visp rain jacket, I may do some other reviews of some other equipment that I have. But again, thanks for watching. Please stay tuned and watch for more videos that are coming up. This is Little Hike Mike, and I'll see you on the trail.